Hey everybody, it's Jason. I know it's been a while since my last video, but I figured that with Cure Earth debuting this weekend, now was a good time to talk about my thoughts on the show as a whole so far, pre Cure Earth debut. So, in my last video, I basically reviewed episode 5, and since we're 13 episodes past episode 5, I don't think it would be a very good idea for me to review episodes one by one because there's a lot of them, and you probably already know what happened in them. And so I think for this video, I'll just give a basic rundown of how I feel about the show so far, right now as it is, before we get our new cure this weekend. So let's go. So if you've seen my previous videos, you'll know that one of the issues I had with the earlier episodes was that while I thought they were good, I felt like they failed to accomplish what they set out to do. Like, each episode had a specific plot line and thing that it was trying to do, but I felt like they never really succeeded at that. I felt like they were good episodes, but like, take episode 2, I felt like, and how it was supposed to be about Nodoka and Robbie Rin fighting and overcoming their differences. I felt like the fight in that episode was pretty forced, and that the resolution happened too quickly. And so a lot of the early episodes had issues like that to me. However, after about episode 7 or 8, I believe, that's when I feel that the show started to pick up and started to do things better. I feel like that I feel like most episodes now, they actually do succeed at their goals and what they're trying to do. Whereas with the earlier episodes, I didn't have that feeling at all. I was pretty disappointed in them, even though I was enjoying them. But now, I feel like the episodes are doing exactly what they should be doing. Like, if an episode, like, for instance, if an ep for instance, if an episode is aiming to talk about, take the episode, okay, take the episode about Hinata quitting the team. While she never actually said she was gonna quit, we did get some insight into her thoughts and feelings, and it was a very good character episode for her. And it focused on the idea of her quitting without her actually quitting or too much drama, and I liked that episode a lot. Um, Likewise, the first fight between Nodoka and Robin, while I felt that episode was forced, it was really good as an episode. I feel like it did a good job of building up their relationship even more. And although I don't really agree with how Nodoka felt like she needed to apologize to Robin, I I felt like it was more Robin's fault and she needed to apologize. I still enjoyed the episode and what it did for their relationship. So overall, I think the show has gotten better with time. Like, the first episodes were okay, but as the show's gone on, it's just gotten a lot better in my opinion. So I guess my overall feelings on the show is that it's good. It didn't grab me at first, but so far but as it's gone on, it's improved. So the next thing I guess I want to talk about are the characters. Um, so to be honest, let me just go through the cures. So Nodoka is easily my favorite of the cures. Like, I don't really like her that she got over her sickness so quickly. It was done away with so quickly. They threw it out like really soon. But excuse me. But beyond that, I think the show's done a good job with her and developing her as a character, particularly episodes 11, 10, and 11. You know, those episodes where she tried to do the right thing but messed up and had to learn from it. And basically, the episodes that lead up to the first group attack, I thought those were excellent episodes for her as a character. And overall, I just really like how Nodoka is growing and developing as a character. And she's probably the first this is probably the first time where the pink is my favorite. Usually, I don't really care for the pink cures that much, but Nodoka is a top tier pink. Like, Nozomi is hands down my favorite pink cure. Nodoka is very quickly giving her a run for her money. She's basically the only pink, in my opinion, that has a chance of topping Nozomi as a cure. So I really like Nodoka, as you can tell. Um, Chiyu, Chiyu's okay. I I think they could do more with her, but she's functional for the type of character she is. I like her well enough. She's not my favorite, obviously, and she's probably my least favorite of the current trio. But her relationship with Peggy 10 is nice. Speaking of which, I really like the development that Peggy 10 has gotten. Like, at first, we thought he was like this shy little baby. And while that's kind of true, episode 17 really showed how far he's come when he was basically pranking Chiyu's little brother and like doing everything in order to make himself look better than what not look better than Chiyu's brother, but basically to show a just how good he has at getting things done. I really like the development that Peggy Ten's gotten so far. Similarly, um, and so speaking of development, I think while she's not my favorite, Hinata has the best development of the cure so far. Like, a lot of her episodes are about her insecurities, which makes her very relatable, as we all have insecurities. And in other shows, while characters do have insecurities, that they're not I feel like they're not really always all that relevant. Like, they come and go, but with Hinata, her insecurities are always pretty important to her as a character. And I like how even though she's insecure, she seems to be growing slowly but surely out of them as the show goes on. I especially like the most recent episode because with the way Nataran was talking, everyone thought he would try and get a different partner. And so I really like how, even with Hinata's insecurities, she never really thought of the idea of not Tyrann abandoning her, and she was really supportive of him and his feelings for Miss Orine. And that episode alone was probably the funniest episode of the show so far. But like, it also showed how well Hinata has grown as a cure and a character, and I really liked that episode. Um, character continue. I guess now the final thing to talk about are the villains. So, like, the villains are okay, but honestly, Bata Temoda, he's the best of the villains so far. I like how he his interactions with the other villains are really funny, and I also like how he just goes all in on his villainhood, on fighting the cures. None of the other villains really do that. They just summon their monsters and wait around. And but I like how even though Batetemoda's only been around for 7 episodes and he's only done it about 2 or 3 times, I like how he's actually fought the cures. He doesn't just let. Sure, he'll occasionally just lead them to the monsters, but I also like how he fights the cures head on himself. He doesn't just leave it to the monsters, and that's something I really like. I also like his relationship with the other villains. Yeah, they're annoyed with him, but I like how at first, I like how he kind of he pretends like he sees the other villains as mentors, but he also has like a sneaky side to him, like the way he'll give little looks or things that makes it seem like he's gonna betray them at some point. And so I'm really interested in seeing where Bata Temoda goes throughout the rest of the show, and how he is developed as a character. So overall, this first half, pre Earth, this first half of the show, as we're building up to Earth, has been very good. And with Latte getting not getting well after the end of the last episode, and with Cure Earth debuting soon, I'm really interested in seeing what's gonna happen to Latte, how everything with Earth is gonna go down, so on and so forth. And I'm really interested in seeing what the second half of the show is gonna be like whether Bata Temoda will betray the rest of the team anytime soon, whether the king of the pathogerms is showing up soon, because they kind of hinted at that last episode, and I think it would be nice for the main villain to actually be around for a while, because usually the main villain is like kept to the background, so I think it'll be interesting if that wasn't the case here. Overall, I'm really interested in seeing how the show goes. Bye.